You give. You help. You listen. You always try to do right by others. So why is it that, instead of gratitude and deeper connections, you sometimes receive indifference? Or worse, just respect? Shouldn't kindness bring people closer? Shouldn't generosity be met with appreciation? This isn't random. It's a pattern rooted deep in human psychology. Carl Jung, the great analytical psychologist, explored the idea of the shadow, the hidden unconscious part of our personality. He found that when people suppress aspects of themselves, they project those traits onto others. Here's what that means for you. When someone sees you as endlessly kind, selfless, and accommodating, they may unconsciously assume you lack strength, authority, or depth. Instead of admiring your goodness, they may see you as weakness because you are not embodying what they associate with power. Society teaches that being good leads to good things, but human nature doesn't always work that way. People don't just respond to kindness, they respond to boundaries, confidence, and unspoken power dynamics. Jung's work shows that when we fail to integrate our shadow, the assertive, self-protective, and even confrontational aspects of ourselves, others may take advantage of that imbalance. It's not because kindness is wrong, but because it must be backed by strength. If you've ever felt overlooked despite your good intentions, here's 5 reasons. 1. People respect a balanced personality. When kindness isn't balanced with confidence, it can seem weak. People are drawn to those who show both warmth and strength. If you're always agreeable and never stand up for yourself, others might see you as someone they can overlook or take advantage of. The concept of the shadow refers to the hidden parts of your personality, like the ability to say no, set boundaries, or stand your ground. If you ignore this side of yourself, you may seem incomplete, and people might not take you seriously. In leadership, friendships, and even everyday conversations, people respect those who are both kind and strong. Being nice will make people like you, but being nice while also standing firm will make them respect you. The contrast makes your kindness more meaningful. If you don't show both sides of your personality, you might come across as predictable or too easygoing. Others may assume they can push you around because they never see your stronger side. The solution isn't to stop being kind, but to add confidence to it. Speak with certainty, stand firm when needed, and make sure people know your kindness is a choice, not a weakness. Jung believed that real confidence comes from embracing both our soft and strong sides. People don't respect someone who is only one thing. They respect those who can be both kind and strong at the right times. Second reason, people naturally see others as leaders or followers. Whether we realize it or not, people tend to place others into one of 2 groups, those who take charge and those who follow. Our minds are wired to look for leaders and followers in every situation. If you never speak up for yourself, people may assume you belong in the second group. This happens because humans naturally notice confidence and strength. If someone always stays quiet, avoids standing up for themselves, or lets others decide everything, people see them as passive. And in any group, passive people often get pushed to the background. Some people take control simply because no one else does. It's not always intentional. It's just how social groups work. If you don't show that you can make decisions, someone else will do it for you. When you don't stand up for yourself, people may start treating you as someone who follows instead of leads. Over time, they may ignore your opinions or assume you'll just go along with whatever they say. Psychologists call this dominance perception, the idea that people quickly decide who seems strong and who doesn't. If you never show confidence, others will assume you don't want to be in charge. And once they see you this way, it can be hard to change their minds. 3. Avoiding conflict makes people respect you less. People naturally pay attention to how others handle themselves. If you always avoid conflict, never say no, or let others walk over you, they might feel like something is missing. Over time, they may start to respect you less, even if they don't realize it. In life, confidence and strength are important. People admire kindness, but they respect it more when it comes with firmness. If you're always agreeable and never stand up for yourself, others may see you as too easy to control. Most people expect others to stand their ground when needed. If you never push back, they might assume you don't have the strength to. They may not mean to take advantage of you, but deep down, they may start seeing you as weaker. This can cause problems. People might ignore your opinions, take you for granted, or assume you'll always go along with whatever they want. They may not even do it on purpose. It's just how the mind works. The real issue isn't just how they see you. It's about a part of yourself that you're not showing. The shadow includes the traits we don't use, like the ability to be firm or stand up for ourselves. If you never show this side, people will notice, and they may not see you as a strong person. Always saying yes and avoiding conflict might feel like the best way to keep the peace, but in reality, it can send the message that you don't have boundaries. And in a world where people respect balance, that can lead to being ignored or taken less seriously. Before we continue, if you find the content interesting, please subscribe to the Mature Soul channel so you don't miss the next videos on personal development. You will find content that inspires you to challenge and change the way you look at life. And now, let's go back. Reason 4. People push their own problems onto you. Some people don't like to admit their own bad behavior. Instead of seeing their own selfishness or cruelty, they blame others. If you're kind and generous, they might not see it as strength, but as weakness. That can make you an easy target for their frustration. Over time, you might find yourself in a role you never chose, the one people underestimate, take for granted, or try to take advantage of. Not because you're not smart or aware, but because your kindness makes them uncomfortable. The result? They take out their issues on you instead of facing them. People who refuse to see their own flaws look for someone else to blame. Instead of admitting they are selfish, they assume you must be foolish. Instead of seeing their own dishonesty, they accuse you of having hidden motives. This creates a pattern. The kinder you are, the more they try to find something wrong with you, because it's easier than dealing with their own mistakes. They might make fun of your kindness, test your patience, or try to prove that nobody is really that nice. The truth is, they don't see you for who you are. They see a reflection of what they don't want to admit about themselves. But here's the real lesson. How people treat you says more about them than about you. You don't have to change who you are to fit their ideas. You just need to recognize when someone is blaming you for things that are really their own issues, and refuse to accept it. Carl Jung said, "What bothers us about others often teaches us something about ourselves." When someone criticizes your kindness, it usually has more to do with their own fears than with you. Some people would rather attack kindness than face their own flaws. But true strength comes from knowing the difference between who you really are and the false image they try to put on you. Kindness isn't weakness, but expecting everyone to see it that way can put you in a dangerous position. The final reason: you teach others how to treat you. People learn how to treat you based on what you allow. If you never push back, if you always accept what's given to you, good or bad, others will assume that's just how you want to be treated. They won't necessarily mean to take advantage of you, but they will naturally follow the patterns you set. This isn't about becoming aggressive or unkind. It's about understanding that kindness and self-respect go hand in hand. Carl Jung believed, a person's actions show others how to respond to them. If you never assert yourself, you unintentionally send a message that your needs don't matter. People don't always mistreat others on purpose. They simply take the path of least resistance. If you make it easy for them to overlook your feelings, they might do so without even realizing it. Over time, this can leave you feeling invisible, unheard, or even frustrated with those around you. But the truth is, they are only responding to what you've taught them. The solution is simple. You must show others how to respect you by respecting yourself first. Assertiveness doesn't take away from kindness. It strengthens it. When you communicate your boundaries clearly, people understand that your kindness is a choice, not an expectation. Respect isn't earned by being endlessly available. It's earned by demonstrating that your time, energy, and generosity have value. The key to being both kind and respected: make sure people know that while you are willing to give, you also expect to be treated with the same consideration. What about you? Has your kindness ever made you feel unappreciated? Have you learned how to set boundaries while staying true to yourself? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experience in the comments. Thank you, and remember to subscribe our channel to watch the next videos. See you next time.